And that's the title. Hey, and that's a perfect example of Hands Across the Water. She teamed up with a band in Spain for that track during the lockdown. As we go back in time with Freddie McGregor, what are you up to today? Share it with us. 074 66 474 973. Let's have a chat. How are you? That's the title of that one, Born a Winner, Freddie McGregor. And I tell you who else was born a winner, Da Vinci. Da Vinci joins us from London. Good afternoon, Da Vinci. How are you?
Hi, Elayne. How you doing?
I'm right? Fine, thanks. I'm fine now that you called. Thank you for calling the show. What have you been up to today?
Not much. That's my little daily walk, and just had to do some business. So when you contacted me, I was just on the street walking home. So thanks for the notice, the long notice that you gave me. Yeah.
Well, right, like I say, it's a call-in show, and we're the third one in, and we're just trying to warm up the phone lines. And so I've got to reach out to my friends, because all my friends are doing stuff that, I know the listening audience, who are too shy to call at the moment, need encouragement from my friends to just show them how easy this is. And, we don't judge here. But I know that you've got something really, really good happening that will deem us all a winner.
You're talking about the financial situation.
Yes, we all want to know about that. Tell us about that.
Is that the one that I've invited you to about 10 times and you haven't taken part of that one?
Yeah, it's that one. Yeah. You've got my attention now. You want to blow me up online? That's all right. I can take it shoulders to sure. Go on.
I'm just making sure we're talking about the same one.
Yeah, we're talking about the same one. The 11th time is good.
Yeah. Well, what it is basically, probably some of your listeners may already be involved. It is growing, and basically the system is about you get involved with this company, and on a very basic level, you're paid 0.5% a day of your initial outlay. So You can come in as low as $500, and you would get paid 0.5% a day, every day, on that money. So you would, in effect, be using it as like a very high interest bank account, like a high interest savings account. There are other ways where you can maximize your returns in terms of how much you want to put in. You can always add to your membership amount, and you can always introduce friends and family if you want to. And the money making aspect of it, if that's what you're interested, the sky's the limit. You can make lots of money if you want to, or if you just want to make a small amount of money. You know, it's entirely up to you. Whatever you want to do and however you want to do it is entirely up to you.
All right.
But the main thing is just look.
Go on. Sorry, I cut in there. Go on.
No. I was saying the main thing is just to have a look and see if you think it's for you, because not everything is for everyone.
Right. All right. So, you know, there's loads of people doing lots of these. What's the terminology for it?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? You're not sure? You're not sure?
No, I thought you were telling me.
Yeah, no, there's a terminology for it. It's not, they're not using investment. I can't remember what the terminology is. But anyway, there's loads of people, but it's Bitcoins, right? Is that what you're talking about? Bitcoins?
It's not Bitcoins, no? But it's cryptocurrency. No, right. Bitcoin, if I explain the difference between Bitcoin and fiat, yeah, people get a bit confused. They think everything is Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is just one type of cryptocurrency, just like a dollar is one type of fiat. So in fiat, you have dollars, euros, pounds, etc. You know, the kind of money that we're used to hearing about as we've grown up.
Yeah.
And crypto is similar, where Bitcoin is one type of cryptocurrency, but you have others like Ethereum, Polkadot, Ripple, etc., etc. So they're similar, but one is crypto and one is called fiat.
Right. Okay.
So when people,
go on. So when people
say Bitcoin, sometimes they're not really talking about Bitcoin, but that is the most famous type of cryptocurrency. And, you know, some people just don't know that Bitcoin is just one type of cryptocurrency. It isn't all cryptocurrency.
Right. Okay. All right. It's just another denomination.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
All right. So that's easy to follow. And how do you actually purchase the coins that you're, you know, that you want to invest in? Because is it an investment?
Okay. No, what it is with this company, what you're doing, you're buying a membership. So what you're talking about is what you might find people who do trading. Yeah, people who are crypto traders, they will buy coins. They will, you know, try to buy low and sell high, just like they do with stocks and shares.
Right.
But with this company, yeah, the company does all the heavy lifting. Yeah, they do all the trading, and they do. They've got like about 7 different revenue income streams. So they get on and do all that. We just get paid 0.5% a day, every day, regardless of whether the market is high or low. We just get our 0.5% every day.
So you don't really have to know that much about it. Somebody else.
Yeah, you don't have to know anything about cryptos or trading at all. Right. All you need to do is get yourself in front of the presentation and decide if it is for you or if it's not for you. Simple as that.
And what's the lowest amount of money you can put in?
$500, which is roughly £370. Everything is done in dollars. So when you hear a figure, you need to convert it down to pounds. So $500 is roughly £370. But that's the lowest limit, but there's no upper limit. You can buy as high a membership as you want.
So how secure is this?
How secure in terms of what?
In terms of getting back these 5.5%. Is it 0.5% you were saying?
No, 0.5 per day.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I've been involved for 6 months, and I've been getting paid 0.5% a day every day. very close friends of mine who have been it for nearly a year have also been getting paid 0.5% a day, every day. And everyone who's involved has all been getting paid 0.5% a day, every day. Obviously, none of us are fortune tellers. No one can tell you what's going to happen next year, 5 years, or 10 years' time. But the opportunity is here right now, and the best time to take advantage of it is right now.
Right now. And so which company is it that we're speaking about? If people want to go off now and learn more, where would they go? The company is the Hypertech Group, but the best thing to do is to, speak to either contact yourself, to contact me, to get in front of a presentation, because I'm only giving you maybe a fraction of what you need to know. And I wouldn't advise anyone to get involved just based on our conversation here. Right.
The best thing to do would be to watch presentation, see everything the company has to offer, and then take it from there.
So we've heard a lot about high interest accounts that the banks like to offer.
Yeah.
How does that 0.5% compare with a high interest account?
Well, I saw something recently the other day where some banks were saying that they're actually reducing their annual interest rates from, I'm not sure, it was maybe 0.3 per year down to 0.15 or something like that. But in general terms, 0.5% per day translates to roughly 15% per month. Now, most banks, if you're lucky, are giving you something like 0.1% per year, annual.
Wow.
Now, this company is offering 15% per month. Yeah. So if someone knows of a bank that's offering anything close to that, then they should let the world know. But generally speaking, banks don't really give you that much, but they make a lot of money from your money. You put your money into a bank, and it takes your money and it makes investments. It makes very large profits, and then gives you a tiny fraction of that on an annual basis. So this company, you've got a chance to get a larger slice of the cake.
Well, that sounds very, very delicious to me. And see, all I need to do now is to get in front of this presentation that
I've been trying to.
You've been trying to get me in front of. Well, it's not easy being me. That's all I can say. It's not easy being me. So
it's
just be patient.
Being famous, I understand.
I don't know about that. But
I haven't even called you this week. Have I called you this week? No.
We're going to have a party on it.
Yeah, I won't tell the listeners what happened on our previous conversation because that's just too funny.
Well, that was Sonia Durant's fault. That was her fault. All right, that was her fault.
It was Sonia.
It was Sonia. It was her fault. She's the culprit. So what can I say? So I'm going to get her in front of a presentation. So then you've got two now, right?
Listen, I've spoken to Sonia from months ago. Yeah, I know Sonia.
You know Sonia Durant?
I even spoke to her. Yeah, I spoke to her a couple of weeks ago as well. Yeah.
Oh, and she joined?
I couldn't even get her. She's like, "Oh, Paul, send it to me." I'm like, "Sonia, just come to the presentation." So
what do you think people are so reluctant to come? It's not that I'm reluctant. I've genuinely been really, really busy and not been able to do it. But I know that people do lift their eyebrows and they're a little bit frightened of things that they're not sure about. And this kind of thing, people look at that and say, well, this is for rich people. It's for people that, do the stock market. I need to know much more. Sell it. I think what happens.
No, I think what happens, generally speaking, is that people have a general fear of the unknown, which is fair enough, especially if they don't understand the full workings of the mechanism of the thing. And the world of crypto, it can be, it's a learning curve. Yeah, it is a learning curve. But the good thing with this company, you don't need to know that much. You can learn while you earn.
Right.
But some people are just like I said, they're just afraid of anything that is unfamiliar. I mean, I've had some people who I've invited to presentation, and they're scared to even go on the presentation. I've had to say to them, look, it's not a cult. There's not like a hypnotist who's gonna, sort of put you into a trance and make you part with your money. But people are sometimes just scared to go on a presentation. And I say to them, look, you can lead a presentation at any time. There's no obligation to watch the whole thing. If at any point you say to yourself, this isn't for me, you just log off and go and do whatever you're doing, watching the TV, listening to music, whatever. There's no obligation. So, but you're right. People do have a fear of the unknown. So, everything isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
So you just got to see if it's for you.
You just got to see. Well, all right. Well, Paul, is there an email address that they can write to, or is there, how do we? I know you said that they can be in contact with me and I can pass the details on, but is there a more direct route to you?
There's not a more direct route, but obviously whoever is listening to the show, if they've got your details and they want to get in a presentation, the next one is tomorrow, Saturday at 12 p.m. If they can't make that, I can also give them the times for the other ones during the week, or we can arrange a one-to-one with myself and them if they're interested. But they can contact you for my number, and I have no problem sorting that out for them.
And one last question. Once we get involved, is there any one-to-one coaching or one-to-one, you know what I mean, to help us through it? There's trainings, presentations every week. There's a great support team. If you have any questions, any problems, we have like WhatsApp groups, there's Telegram groups. Any problems, anytime, you either call a person who introduced you, or you just put your message in the group and somebody will come back to you with an answer to your question or a solution to your problem. That's wonderful.
You don't come in and get just, now you're in, take care of yourself. No, there's a very big support group.
Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that with us this afternoon. Thank you. Paul, I shall be speaking to you tomorrow.
Yes, and bring Sonia with you.
I will. Thanks, Paul. Have a blessed day. Take care now.
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
I got a freeze in my brain. I'm sorry. growth. Without music in my life, I don't think I could have coped. Had me up in this ring, got me leaning against the ropes. Now they see me bob and weave, know these haters can't get close. First time I was on the stage like Eminem, I nearly choked. Now you see me shut it down, no debate, no joke. I'm speeding down the freeway, no slip roads. I'm bringing on the heat, make you take off your clothes. LT, collaborating with the man LB, the true definition of an OG. With a legendary status, feel me? 2 generations on the same beat. Naysayers, what you saying to me? Music flows from my head to my feet. Bad man, you can't be talking to me. Bad man, you can't be talking to me.
Music wants your message of integrity. At present seems to equal more your wants than needs. Claim exclusive rights to la-ti-do, rape me. Yes, you want it all. Yeah.
Music found its way, but before you came here. Music shall remain after you leave. So while you're here, just share what Father gave. Set the music free. Yeah. Let the music serve all those who hunger. Let the music bring full joy, not pain. Life is for the giving, not the taking. Let the music feed. The music feed. Yeah. No.
Free the world.
No.
Feed the world. Feed the world. Feed the
Let the
world.
music feed.
Free the world. Feed the world. Set it free. Music came before you came. So set it free. Let it be. Free the world. Feed the world.
Oh, how lovely is that? LT teamed up with Stacey Phipps, produced by Lloyd Brown. It's actually a cover version of one of Lloyd Brown's tracks. The name of the album slips me, but he did an album last year where he covered all of these tracks and he had guest singers come in and cover them. Beautiful album, do look it up. Search his name, Lloyd Brown. So nice. Gonna say hi to Donovan King J, Audrey Scott, Sonia B. How you doing, darling? Joni, our LWR breakfast lady. Gregory Tafari, how you doing, sweetheart? Lewis Johnson, and also Marie Ann Whittingham. So it's a mixed bag of music for the next few hours with me, DJ Elayne, right here on the Great Vibes and good glorious music. Just for you, and you. Do remember, you can tell the world what you're up to. Put your finger in a dial, 074.
Niger women got the melanin dripping, L-O-N-D-O.
Let's do that again. 074 66 474 973 is the number to dial. You can also go to my website, and right at the very top there's like a button that looks like a WhatsApp sign that will take you straight through to the studio. We look forward to your calls. What are you up to?
Niger women got the melanin dripping, L-O-N-D-O-N, city girl living in the back looking like fire chili pepper. Yoruba girl tougher than imperial leather. He was getting bitter while she was getting better. Diamonds are forever. Miss Sierra Leone looking like a gem. Works hard in the week, party on the weekend. Know you wanna live with no one watching how you spend. Got a thing for the finer things and the finer men. Miss Tanzania, she a do or die. Says she wanna know more about the Sukuma tribe. We hit the zoo, once wasn't enough. Got an ocean full of knowledge, you could scuba dive. Miss Ethiopia can play so jazzy. They sit you down to school, you want Selassie. Tell them you're nothing without a woman, no. Woman to woman, I just wanna see you glow. Tell them what's up. your brown skin looking like money. Says she focusing on being an accountant. When you have beauty and brains, they find it astounding. Why? She been getting it on her own, nigga. Self-made, ain't nobody doing gold digger. Now, Miss India always speaks with her chest. Got respect from her people cause she leads them the best. Real life queen in the flesh. Know the crown get heavy, still the bees on your head. Brooklyn ladies, know you hustle on the daily. Innovative just like Donna Summer in the 80s. Your time is seeing you glow now. Intelligence and elegance, show 'em how. Miss Jamaica understand food for the soul. She get up in the kitchen or she throw down. Ain't nothing without a woman, no. Woman to woman, I just wanna see you glow. Tell 'em what's up.
Also going to say hi to Eddie Johnson. Thank you so much for logging on.
Go a sucker for the romance, take you to the homeland. One way, she ain't coming back, nah. All I see is black stars and I friggin' love it, yeah, yeah. Time's up, tell the people that we coming, yeah, yeah. Done being in the shadow, going public, yeah, yeah. Don't know how to bear it, how to stomach, yeah, yeah. Hand over the shit and let us run it, yeah, yeah. All we know is looking clueless, all they know is stare. Ain't nothing without a woman, no. Woman to woman, I just wanna see you glow, glow, glow.
I love how you go from 0 to 100 and leave the dust behind. You've got this and lead them with your life. You got this.
a whole lot. That's Essence, Wizkid featuring Thames. If you call in the studio, if you're calling my personal line, please do call the studio. It's 07466 474 973 is a number to call. Well, we meet here every Friday from midday for 4 hours. Got to welcome our LWR on our chat platform, our LN Soul Radio listeners, our Injection listeners, our Jump 268 listeners, our Styles listeners, Antigua and Jamaica. we're streaming live right now on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Mixcloud. So if we drop out on one, do check the other. Check one of the other. You're live to the studio, don't swear. Who's calling?
This is Rev Michael King. Greetings to you, Elayne.
Oh, greetings to you. There's no chance of you swearing, so that's fantastic. How are you doing?
Very well indeed. God is keeping and blessing us in this time of pandemic and worldwide turmoil.
Well, and you know, you're a man of the cloth, and many people that I've been speaking to, and you know, when they speak, they always refer back to the mark of the beast. Is this prophecy coming through?
I believe it definitely is, but let's remember the greatest prophecy is not the end time mark of the beast. These things are all part of what has been written and is coming to pass. But the greatest prophecy and prophetic evidence is the prophecy of Jesus Christ on the cross, crucified, buried, resurrected. And there are hundreds of prophecies of Christ coming, his ministry, his healing, his raising the dead, his blind eyes seeing, lame being healed, and people being spiritually liberated from the kingdom of darkness. That's the greatest prophecy. And when you receive Christianity, you get to know him. I'm not a Christian because I read good books and it seems like a logical conclusion. I'm not a Christian because I'm a black historian and I look at black history and look at all the people who wrote about Christ who are not Christians, the Romans, the Greeks, the Jews who hated him like Josephus. I'm not a Christian because of the writings or the teachings of my parents or church. I'm a Christian because I met Jesus and I know him personally. Now, and his prophecies that have been through the Bible bail out the relationship today with him, even more than the end time. But look, you made a good point, Elayne. It's the end time. Get right with God. I say to everybody, the devil wants to take everybody to hell. It's time to go to heaven and make sure that's where we're going. I'll stop there. I'll talk about Jesus all day long, so I'll stop there. Back to you.
So, you know, you have got quite an illustrious life. I met you at Susie Q. You had a clothes shop in Brixton, right? And
yeah, I've called more than a clothes shop, one of the greatest clothing stores in Britain. But yeah, carry on.
Take us back to that time, because it must have been really, really hard for, you know, guys of, you know, of the darker hue to say that they're going into business. And, you know, talk us about how you got started. How did you get there? What made you open a clothes shop?
It's fantastic, Lord help me. It's a really strange story. I went to what was considered a very good school. I went to Elaynes in Dulwich. I was the first black boy there, so you're not really expected to go and do business. You're expected to go to Oxford or Cambridge as your educational lineage. But I joined the Black Power movement as a youth, and my father was in politics. He was in the Labour Party, and he was a councillor in Southwark. But I was fighting people like the National Front as a young person, and joined the Black Power movement and took a slightly different route. And then I'm in Herne Hill. I grew up in Herne Hill, which is right next to Brixton. And as a young man, the businesses that were there, we actually had black business owners in Brixton. But friends of mine from other parts of London, say, you know, other areas of London would come and say they'd never seen black people with businesses. And I'm going to the 80s and early 90s. Even bank managers, you didn't see black bank managers, it wasn't done. And even seeing bank tellers when I was first in business who were black was unusual. So we come from a different era, and the point is this. My friends in Brixton who had businesses like Howard Lindo, the printer on Front Line, or Gordon of Gordon and Keen's property businesses, they said many black people didn't go into business because they wanted to. It's because the opportunities in line with their abilities, capabilities and qualifications did not exist, and they were not willing to take a lesser position than their worth, and hence going into business. It was very much the same with myself, and I went into business, and really strange, I ended up having a white, wonderful partner, Scotsman, Grant. I don't know if you remember Grant, but many doors opened. I'm the senior partner, I'm the main man in the business, but we go into the bank, and because there's a white guy, they talk to him, and we'd get doors open and things and support. And it's after a year, the bank manager would go, Mike, I realise you're the head of the business, you're the main man. And I'm saying, yeah, but this is what we face. And we really got on with our banks because we were making so much money that they couldn't understand how small shop in Brixton, small shop in Lewisham turned over the money we turned over. But we had a unique formula.
What was the formula?
And I'd say we would just be the best.
All right.
We went to all the top labels in London, and we bought from the top labels in London, and we cleared end of lines, end of stock. But the top labels are forward order houses. So, for example, we're in summer now. We're in June. If I went to a forward order house, they're already in autumn and winter.
Yeah.
So they're now stocked. I can buy, and their stocks in Harrods and Selfridges. And we also then back that up with going to Paris. I used to go to Rue d'Aboukir à Paris, and I used to buy it from there. And we went to Italy. We went to Milano, in Italy. Milano we bought from there. And so we brought back the best of the best to Brixton. And there's a clear reason for this.
Yeah.
And I think your listenership will agree. The black women in South London, particularly around the Brixton area, were the best dressed in Britain. And I know it. We used to travel the country, going to trade shows, looking at other businesses, and people did not dress as well as the women who dressed in South London, particularly around the Brixton area. North London, completely different dressing. But the leaders were certainly South London, and I can prove that point. One, we were in the in-flight magazine, Nigerian Airways in-flight magazine, as the must-see shop in London. Yeah. We had people come and buy. We had people like Chief Abiola, who was meant to be the premier of Nigeria and got murdered. He came in his Rolls Royce, I must say, with his mistresses, and he used to come regularly and buy. And we had Nigerian buyers before government change who would come and buy 10 dresses. Now we're talking 80s, and they buy 10. But the dresses are £90 and £100 each. We weren't cheap, but we were cheaper than Harrods and Selfridges. Those dresses were £300 in Harrods and Selfridges. So £100, £99 in Brixton in the 80s, 90s is very big money.
Yeah.
People weren't even earning that a week. So, you know, we were seen as the shop to go for really upmarket, top quality clothes. Now, I'll prove why black women in South London were the best dressed. It reached the stage where the fashion houses in central London, people like Frank Usher, you look them up, they're still leading labels today. That's Mr. and Mrs. Brew. If you're listening, Mr. and Mrs. Brew, hi to you. I think one of the children's taken it over now. Major international companies selling clothes all over the world, well respected. They used to ring us when they had new ranges and say, oh, boys, do come and see us. We want your opinion. And we'd ask them why, but they say, you always buy the best things. So you seem to buy the worldwide winners. So they'd call us to look at new ranges. People like Inga Rose, who makes for, at the time, that was in some of the magazines that deal with the Queen's royal family and royal clothing and wonderful garments and Ascot and all this stuff. They used to ring us to come and sit down and look at their ranges, and you go to their fancy showrooms, you sit down, you drink champagne, brandy, wine, and there's a catwalk, and models come out and you converse. How are things in Brixton after the riots? Oh, we don't call them riots, we call them uprising, because the police were very naughty. You know, explain.
Yeah.
And we preach, teach and share culture and what's going on and oppression and suppression, but you do it in a way that the elite can understand.
Yeah.
And then they say, look, you're always buying, we notice you always buy the best lines, and what you choose works, and we look at it afterwards, and you've always picked the best. And if we're buying things that have just come out, we're always buying what they call a winners, what the lines that work worldwide. Well, South London black women were the best dressed and the best choosers of clothing, and absolutely incredible. So that's the history around that. There's a whole history of fashion that we can go into and the difficulties, but money talks, so we used to pull out wads of cash and they liked that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Our bank manager couldn't believe the money that our shop used to actually make and turn over. In fact, I can tell you we bought our first house cash.
Wow.
Out of money out of 2 shops. Well, we had 3 at the time. Sold one and took we used to skim 10% and save it, and we bought a house cash, turned it into 2 flats, and we were very silly, spent the money, and then bought another house, turned it into 2 flats, spent the money, and so on. We did about 15, 20 flats as a youngster, which I'll come to in a minute. With black history and really knowing who we are, we should have done buy-to-lets, kept the lot, as our parents did, and the bank should have been supporting us in that. But they weren't. We had to put our money and do it ourselves.
And do it yourself.
If we'd have known, we'd have sold them back to ourselves.
Yeah.
Or formed a company, sold it to ourselves and had a portfolio of buy-to-lets going back 20, 30 years. Because we didn't know our history. We didn't do it. And our history is that the generation above ourselves, your mum's generation, my mum and dad's generation, were the property people of Britain. Yeah. And it's a lie that we've been told. We're not told the truth. And Windrush now is unveiling the truth. When it was no dogs, no blacks, no Irish, and you know it wasn't blacks, they used a dirtier word.
Yeah, yeah.
No, our people were forced, our parents were forced through partner to buy their own properties. And our families didn't understand what a flat was, what a room's above a room, with a room above, to the side, to the left, to the right. They didn't understand flats. Coming from rural Jamaica, working class Jamaica, we only knew freehold. We knew land and houses.
Yeah.
So we bought freehold, we bought land and big houses. And because you couldn't get anywhere to sleep, you could get jobs. Britain was full of jobs.
Yeah.
We were called to rebuild the mother country, but there was nowhere to sleep. So they bought bigger houses that they could rent rooms to family and friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they were, we'd call it buy-to-let landlords today, running portfolios. And we bought big houses. You know, my parents' house in Herne Hill, I was saying the other day, it's 2.2 million. I do it in Injustice, about 3.4 mil.
Yeah.
And many of the houses, Notting Hill and so on, even the flats are that money. They're absolutely phenomenal today. Now,
So,
if
go on.
we've been told the truth growing up, you and I, Elayne, could have gone to the bank and the bank would give us money to buy a house, as they did with the Asians with their corner shops. If you had a corner shop when I was young, that family could go to the bank and the bank would support them in purchasing another corner shop. And I know this because I deal with banking forum, banking groups, lenders. This is something they did as practice. Never do it with first-generation blacks in Britain or Caribbean blacks of Caribbean descent. Although our parents were the property people, owning more property per capita than the indigenous population. So that's the message for the youth today, especially black youth. You're the property people. Go and buy property, and to the banks, lend to them. We will know how to manage them. It's in our genes, it's in our genetics, it's in our DNA, and it's in our information structure from our extended family network. I'll have to stop there. I'll talk all day on this.
No, that's great. That's why I really was happy that you called in. But going back in the days when, a handful of our black men were opening wine bars and shoe shops, and I know that Alan Ramsey had a shoe shop not too far from you. What was the relationship there? Were you supporting each other? What was it like there? What was the relationship with other black owners?
We totally supported one another, and anywhere we went, I could have done shoes, but I wouldn't do them because Alan did them.
Right.
Some of the labels I dealt with would do women's clothing and handbags and shoes. And I know women likes clothing, but I didn't actually realise how much shoes are loved and bags are loved and hairdressers are loved.
Yeah.
But we had a kind of ethos in my day where we had hairdressers. Why should I open a hairdresser's when my brothers and sisters are fighting for their businesses to survive and they have a hairdresser? So, why should I open a shoe outlet when my brothers and sisters have their own shoe businesses? I'm to support them. So we'd have a customer buy from us and then send them over there for shoes. buy a dress, get your shoes, get your hair done around the corner. We very much supported one another, absolutely. And, you know, birthdays, Christmas, events, dances that each other did, we supported each other. It was I'd call it business etiquette and business protocol. But I think today people don't care.
They don't care. It's all about
three chicken shops next to one another. You'll have 3 clothes shops. It's not really the done thing, but they don't care nowadays. That's the age that we're in.
So where history is concerned, because we definitely did have a community in Brixton, certainly Brixton, we just slowly saw the shops disappearing one by one. What actually happened?
Right, we began in Brixton we were called by central government on the likes of Thatcher and the Tories before her. We were called the Republic of Brixton, Republic of Lambeth. So it was like a little state onto its own, besieged by outside. And we stood firm. But the might of the opposition to what was happening in Lambeth and particularly in Brixton, the might of the opposition became very weighty. And the system has a gentle way of removing people bit by bit. I can say this because I was on the backing Brixton committee after the uprising to rebuild Brixton and Lambeth. And I was the deputy chair on the Simeon Grosset and then became chair afterwards. And we worked with all the major businesses. We had 500 members from the hat shop man, weatherman, right up to Marks and Spencer's and Tesco's and people of that ilk. So it was a very powerful lobbying body. And I think John Major came and we did the City Challenge. We won the City Challenge where a number of councils put money into a central pot. They took about 0.5% from the budget of the 32 councils of London, put them in a pot, and we all bidded. Every council made a bid saying what they would do to regenerate their area. We won the first bid. Very good. But the issue comes then when you're rebuilding and regenerating and it's beginning to happen, outside bodies look and think, this could be very interesting. And then the close proximity to the city of Brixton, the tube, couple of stops, then led to this thing called gentrification.
Yeah.
And what happened is people like Gordon and Keynes, and Mr. Gordon would sell properties. And he said, I wouldn't sell locally. I'd go into Chelsea and sell, because in Chelsea they can't afford 5-bedroom detached double-fronted houses with basements, but they can afford them in places like Clapham and places like Balham and places like Brixton and places like Stockwell. And then they got the property name of Clapham was Clam and Balham was Blarnham and Stockwell was St. Ockwell.
And Streatham was St.
And the thing is, our area still had good schools, good outlines, fee-paying schools. You know, you've got Dulwich College and places like Elaynes and you know, it's very, very strange how the influx came in and started buying up the properties and sending their schools to the nearby private schools, sending their children, to the nearby private schools.
Yeah.
And then that eventually gentrifies an area and prices out the original people. So the spin-off to businesses is that our council didn't really support the small businesses, the local small businesses in the correct fashion, especially the black small businesses. And slowly, little by little, we're priced out and removed.
Right.
It's a real shame that it happened, and we move on and we move out. Even myself, I moved out from Herne Hill.
Yeah.
And I'm a Surrey man now. It sounds crazy, but through marriage, you know, my wife up to Streatham first, and then on to Surrey, bringing up the children further out. Well, it's not just myself. We had a big move to areas like Thornton Heath. People would sell a house, buy one in Thornton Heath, buy one in Jamaica. Whereas really the Bible tells you what to do. It says we should leave an inheritance for our children and our children's children. And that means to the grandchildren.
Yeah.
So when people are selling up in Brixton and going home and leaving some money, that should never have been. But because the lending institutions are wicked and evil, they don't tell us the truth. They don't say, here, take some money out of your wonderful property, keep it as a buy-to-let, because over years it's going to be a fortune. It's 300,000 now, You bought it for thousands years ago. And let's remember, when our people bought houses at £6,000, they were earning £6 a week. Pro rata, it's even harder than now, but they did it. Let's not miss that. Everybody said, oh, they bought it cheaply. They did not. In relation to the money that they were earning, they did the impossible through partner. Yeah. But the reality, now to the biblical point and the financial point, if lending institutions were doing what they should do, our parents would have been given lending that allowed them to take some money out of their houses and keep them as buy-to-lets, official buy-to-lets, not the unofficial ones that we were having to do because the lending institutions were so discriminatory against us. And that's a whole next story.
It really is.
You know, white privilege, access to white finance, interest rates and so on changes life completely. We're the property people. We should have had that. The giant houses they had, we should still have today and be building more and more and more. And that would then reflect, of course, in the businesses and people staying.
So, I mean, I can speak to you all day, but before you go, it's coming into August and history would have it here. The biggest black event in this country, the UK, is the Carnival. And your father, Sam, has something to do with that. Is that right?
Absolutely right. And it's amazing. Our parents' generation, and I say it because I know your mum was the same, having met her, spoke with her. Yeah. Our parents are very humble and don't blow their trumpet. You know, I didn't know my dad was the founder of Carnival along with Claudia Jones. I didn't know that till much later in life. And Elayne, I don't know if you remember, or if you didn't know, I'll tell you now. Before I became a Christian, I used to go to the Carnival and sell drinks.
Yeah.
And I was the trolley man. All the people running around with trolleys and bins, they worked for me. I'd go up there with teams of 20, 30 people and I'd hire a house and I'd have the back garden and lorries pull up with drinks and ice and brandy and rum and all sorts of things. And we'd really make an entrepreneurial go of Carnival and selling and turn it on an industrial scale. And I used to do 50-50 on the profit. Anyone working with me, because it's not for me, with me, we did 50-50 on the profit. And we used to make so much money over those few days, not knowing that my father was the founder of Carnival with Claudia Jones.
Wow.
And it wasn't Notting Hill Carnival. The first one was called the West Indian Carnival. Yeah. And it was just to foster good race relations through a bit of understanding of different cultures, a joyous occasion. That was the objective between Claudia Jones, himself, and a few others. But it's just fantastic what it's become today. And it's fantastic to think of the humility of that generation.
Yeah.
My dad always says, I don't blow my own trumpet, son. I said, Dad, how could you not tell me? Son, I don't blow my own trumpet. We did a lot.
So where were you when he was doing all of this? You didn't go venture down there with him? I mean, where were you?
No, remember with the first one, this is before I was born. The first one was the West Indian Carnival in the town hall.
Wow, right.
It wasn't on the streets, it was in the town hall. It was called the West Indian Carnival, and it was to foster better race relations after the Notting Hill riots. So it was an objective of Claudia Jones and himself. I remember they had the first black newspaper, the West Indian Gazette.
Yeah.
So they had far-reaching information networks and strands throughout London and throughout the UK. So this first event was well attended and well approved, but then became an annual thing and it grew into the current Notting Hill Carnival.
Absolutely amazing. Michael, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will love to hear you speak some more. I haven't been up to church in a while. I shall definitely come up. Hug your wife for me. Let everybody know where they can find you if they are looking for a church to go to on a Sunday.
Well, we're an incredible church. We're very inclusive and everybody can find us and everybody can come because we're on Zoom. The building we were in closed down. We're in a hotel and it's actually closed post-pandemic. But we're on Zoom and it's 791-794-5135. That's 791-794-5135 on Zoom. Sundays 1 till 3, and we're very inclusive. This week is great. It's men's ministry. Encourage the men to minister. We're not a church that stops people going to the pulpit, but we don't make up stories in the pulpit, and we don't have good theological stories to share or theological research. Everybody prays and asks God, what should we talk about? And then God tells them what to give to us. So we're a church that deals with what I call throne room words from God, from his throne room to our hearts. And it's through the members as well as ourselves. We preach, we teach and share, but we encourage. Ephesians 4:11, the training, the equipping of the saints for ministry. It's a point of church. We're meant to train our people to be ministers, and we very much do that. So this week and next week is men's ministry. Then we preach for a couple of weeks. Then after that, for a few weeks, it's women's ministry. And everybody shares. You might have 10 people ministering, and it's very powerful when our members do it. And the men's ministry this week's going to be good. So it's King of Kings on the Zoom, and we look forward to you joining us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. Thank you. And I'm going to play a few tunes in honour of your father, Sam King.
Oh, thank you. And may I say God's blessing to everybody. The Lord loves you more than you know. Let him into your life and let life change. COVID can't change us. I can't breathe only excels us forward. Black Lives Matter is a way forward, and Windrush is an underpinning of everything. But most of all, Jesus loves you. So I'll end on that note. Elayne, God bless you. Please, let's talk soon.
We will do. Thank you so much, Michael. Take care, Pastor Michael. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.
You pump the volume. This pumps the tunes.
Well, in case you've just joined us, thank you so much for choosing the great vibes and good, glorious music with me, DJ Elayne. This happens every Friday. And if you're on the listen back, thank you. Do remember that you can get your emails to me so you can be included. Simply go to my website, elaynesmith.com. Leave me a message there, and if you're not listening live, we'll certainly get you on the radio and your thoughts on the radio for the next show. In the meantime, if you're listening live, do not be afraid. You can talk about anything at this point. As the weeks go on, I'll probably pose a question so that we can hang our hats on, so that we can, get into a conversation with a bit more direction. But we're into the third show right now, and I just want to have a chit chat. I just want to warm the phone lines up from wherever you are listening from. The phone lines are yours, the floor line's yours. +44 74 66 474 973. And right now we have Paul Granty Asher on the line. Hi,
afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Hey, greetings. Yeah.
What's been happening with you? I'm fine, thanks. So good to hear from you. All I can see is just one tune after another being released by you. Where'd you find the time? How are you doing this?
Yeah, mad thing is just crazy, man. Well, there's enough time in it with what's going on. Everybody got time to do what they got to do. You know what I mean?
Well, I saw your most recent video, and you're all in the park, right? You're all in the park, and I love it. These couples, and you're looking so loved up, and you're my age group as well, and you're holding hands, looking into each other's eyes. But what I didn't understand is that 1 minute I saw you with one girl, and then you switched partners. What's going on there?
well, what it is, it's based on like I'm with somebody, and I was with somebody. You know what I mean?
So
right. I'm walking with one woman who is my woman now, but the other woman was somebody that I was seeing before, like in the relationship before. Yeah. But we promised to keep in contact, kind of thing. You know, if times get hard, you know, you can call me. We'll have a little talk, blah blah. And it's the teardrops. You know what I mean? Before the next teardrop falls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shall we have a little listen to the tune so that people can actually understand and so you can talk us through
big people tune.
It's a big people tune. And that's another thing. It does sound like it was made in the time of my mother. You know, you know, but it's good quality and the lyrics are gorgeous. And like I say, the visuals that go with it did warm my heart. I was sitting there smiling at you guys smiling. And I'm like, you know, I thought we didn't hold hands, but you do. We do.
Yes, of course. We do hold hands, man. We are the original hold hander. You know what I mean?
The original hold handers. All right, let's have a listen to this tune. Introduce it for us.
Well, this one is called Before the Next Teardrops, and it's sung by me, Grant Yasha, and Frederica Tibbs. Enjoy.
Let's hear it.
If he brings you happiness, then I wish you all the best. It's your happiness that matters most of all. But if he ever breaks your heart, let the teardrops never stop, and I'll be there before the next teardrops fall.
If she truly loves you and gives you happiness, then I wish you the very best for you both.
All right, for some reason, I've just got a text message. Thank you for letting me know. Apparently, they're not hearing the track. I was playing it from another device and it's not coming out. So I'll try and get it on the radio. Sure, I don't know what's happened there, but never mind. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. I'll get it on in a short while. And of course, what made you write that song?
It's not actually my song, you know. It's an old John Oates song. It's a sung by John Oates. Yeah, going 1970s it was. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about it. It's originally a country and western song.
Yeah, like they normally are. So how do you decide which tune to cover? Because, you know, in Jamaica we know that it's a really popular thing to do. To take a tune, and sometimes that tune isn't that popular on the mainstream, but they will bring it to the mainstream by putting this reggae feel to it. How do you decide which tune to cover?
Well, you know, I've been wanting to do this song for a very long time. I've gone to certain producers and said, listen, I'd like to lick back this song, and they're like, I don't know. But who I'm working with now, Star Vibes, he actually takes a chance with me, you know what I mean? And this is a song that a lot of people don't really know. Because I like to do songs that people don't really know, and I like to revitalize them, you know what I mean? So people do get to know them, you know what I mean? But this song, I was brought up on this song, and I've always wanted to do this song.
That's
Teardrops
wonderful.
for
But
the
I
next
mean,
Teardrops song.
were you? You know, I know that you say you were brought up on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that there were a few songs that I really loved when I was growing up, like Margaret and Cherry O Baby. But as I started getting into my own, it's not that I just pushed them to the side, but they weren't kind of like, they felt too old. Do you know what I mean?
All right. Okay. Well, if you listen to it, we've updated it kind of. You know what I mean? Same kind of feel, but updated it. You know, when people listen to it, they still can say, "Oh, this reminds me of back in the day," which I've got enough people saying that to me. It reminds me of back in the day, but it's updated if you listen to it. You know, it's got the updated feel.
All right, with the new instruments and that, because back in the day, of course, we played live, didn't we?
Yeah, these are actually live instruments. You know what I mean? But as time goes on, you know, technology improves, doesn't it? You know what I mean? So the quality sounds much better, if you know what I mean. I mean, because when you listen to the John Holt one now, you can hear the quality, you know, and put mine with the John Holt one. It's a totally different quality, if you know what I mean.
I hear you. Go on.
I'm very pleased with the outcome of this. You know what I mean? Because I was a bit skeptical and a bit nervous about how people are going to accept this. You know what I mean? But I've even got young people coming to say, "Oh, I really like that Teardrops," and I'm thinking, "Whoa, okay." You know what I mean? So yeah, it's really going down well.
You know, for years and years and years, they said that reggae wouldn't survive. You know, and even though I don't think we've had the international platform that we really do deserve where reggae is concerned. But what always amazes me is how much when a reggae artist or a reggae promoter decides to put on an event, it's always very well attended. You know, Orlando, for example. How have you guys managed to keep the faith then? And have you wanted to give up at any part? And if so, what has made you want to give up?
You know, it's the love of reggae music. You know what I mean? To me, it's the love of reggae music. You know, I can't leave it. You know what I mean? Music in general, basically. You know what I mean? But reggae music is my genre.
And then the camaraderie between you guys, because of course you've got the reggae fraternity, and everyone's in there. And one of the things that I love is that every day, I don't know who is the engineer behind it, but they will wish somebody happy birthday who's part of the reggae fraternity or part of the reggae world.
Yeah, it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Everybody's locked in together. You know what I mean? So which I appreciate. You know what I mean? I mean, even on my birthday, I was like, whoa, okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're all working together. You know, you've got some people, like, we all work together. British reggae music should be more out there, if you know what I mean. Sometimes it's a bit stagnant. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to put it. It's just a bit stagnant.
And why do you think that is? Is that because we're not making the music? We're not promoting it?
Well, we are making it, but people are just not appreciating it. You know what I mean? I'm afraid to say there's a lot of backbiting and who's the best and who's this. You know what I mean? You know, that's what I see in the industry anyway, the British industry.
And so, can you identify any young bloods that's coming up then that is carrying on the band, carrying the baton then for reggae music? Right. Who would you identify?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't even know, but I know there are some up and coming young artists. I can't name them by name.
Chardell's one. You know, I think she's awesome.
Yeah, Chardell, without a doubt, man. Come on, you know what I mean.
And who else?
I don't really know.
Yeah, let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you.
Yeah, help me, man. Help me.
There's Chardell, and there's oh gosh, Reggae Sauce's daughter. We could do a competition right now, can't we?
Yeah, I know. Oh, what's her name? Oh, wow. Oh, we start out to be with me. Oh gosh, I can't remember her name, man. Wow. Yeah, I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
Well, you know, I have to admit that I'm here asking you questions, but I'm fiddling with my equipment and hoping that you speak a lot longer so that I can get your tune on. But you keep giving me short answers.
I'm giving you a hard time.
Yeah. You are. So you've travelled a bit, right, with your career, have you?
I have travelled a bit. I've been to Gambia. I went to Gambia, did quite a few shows in Gambia. When was this, about 4 years ago? I supported some artists over here as well, like Barrington Levy and Sanchez when they were last over here. I supported them at the Brixton Academy.
And what was their reception? Because they're Jamaican artists. What was their reception to you as a British artist?
The reception was awesome. I mean, I sang my anthem, The Black Skin. I don't know if you heard The Black Skin.
Yes.
The Black Skin. Yeah, I sang that song and it went down a street. Yeah, I was quite amazed. Yeah, because quite a lot of people don't know that song, and it's only when you're in big audiences like that you get to really know who knows the song. But it really went down well. You know what I mean? So yeah, Black Skin is my anthem. Yeah. Look on the black skin. Yeah.
Continue now. Continue.
Look how me black so till we can't black no more. Look how me shining. Me a glisten like the rims on me 4x4. It's such a blessing. Watch how me cup is filled it over, now me still want more. Look on me black skin, my beautiful dark skin. Yeah, so yeah. You're getting the verse, the chorus.
Well, I do know that there's a lot of good things happening for reggae music to really highlight our history and to, you know, get us on the map and that. I know that Peter Honeygill's got a program that he's devising at the moment. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Okay. No.
Well, get in contact with him because I'm definitely sure that he'll want you on the bill. And I also know that.
Okay.
Yeah, if I were to say to you, Sticksman, what would come to mind? Sticksman and that era. What were you doing in that era?
Oh, I was playing sound system, man. I was playing sound system back in the day because you know I'm from Huddersfield originally.
Yeah, I can hear it in the accent. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, Sticksman. What's the group called again?
Black Slate.
Oh man, yeah, Black Slate. We actually, because I was in the Jazz Cast with Reggae Regulars. I think it was last year.
About 2 years ago.
Yeah, and what they call again? What did you? Oh God, I keep forgetting the name now.
What?
We would support the support band for them.
Reggae Regulars.
Yeah, Reggae Regulars. Yeah, and that was an amazing night as well. Yeah, for a week there as well, it was quite jammed. So yeah, I was really pleased with that.
No, it was absolutely fantastic. So I mean, I noticed that you hopped over the Sticksman part. Was it because that you're not familiar with the terminology, or is it that you just don't want?
I'm not actually.
You're not familiar.
No, I'm not.
You're not familiar with the terminology, Sticksman.
No, I'm not actually. Is it a London thing?
It must be just a London thing then. It really is a London thing. Well, look, Grantley, thank you so much for calling. I'm going to have to try and get your tune on. I wasn't successful in putting it onto another device that I could play it now, but I will play it a bit later on. And thank you so much. And, you know, if you were to give any advice to somebody who's young, who wants to get into the reggae industry, what would it be?
Just do your thing. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Keep writing songs, building your music. Make sure you meet the right people, hang around the right people. Because I've been in that position where I've hung around the wrong people, and it's a bit deflating. You know what I mean? So yeah, make sure you get your things straight.
All right, just do just stay in your lane and focus.
Yeah.
Have yourself a blessed day. Whatever it is that you're doing.
You as well.
And thank you for calling.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Take care. Bye.
You as well. Bye.
No, they can't drink like we. None of them can't fed like we. Can't have energy like we. Full of stamina, fire vibes like we. Fights up.
Smith, Elayne Smith.
Hey, 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 yeah. 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 Rock and come in, baby, oh, baby, me say rock and come in. I mean, I let it pull it rock and come in. Oh, party girl, stop and come in. How you ready to rock and come in, rock and come in. I mean, I let it pull it rock and come in. Oh, party girl, stop and come in. How you ready to rock and come in. You are the king, girl, you are a queen. L-T-I-G, want you for me team, want you for me team. Baby, me say rock and come in. I mean, I let it pull it rock and come in. Oh, party girl, stop and come in. How you ready to rock and come in, rock and come in. I mean, I let it pull it rock and come in. Oh, party girl, stop and come in. How you ready to rock and come in. The way she move her body, I'm making me want it. I can't tell nobody. She making me so honey. 'Cause when she roll a bumper, I finger on the nanny. Girl, just take me number. Take your phone and call me. Tell one of your friends I'll link up with me chargy. We locking down the dancer, ramming up the party. Baby, me say rock and come in. I mean, I let it pull it rock and come in. Oh, party girl, stop and come in. I mean, I let it pull it rock and come in. Oh, party girl, stop and come in. I mean, I let it pull it rock and come in.
Well, we want you to rock and come in. Pick up the phone, give us a call. Let's just have a little chit chat. I have no notes in front of me, so we're just going to have a little chat. Let's warm up the phone lines. We're going to talk about anything you want to talk about. Do you have something that you want to let the rest of the world know? +44 74 66 474 973 +44 74 66 474 973. Gonna say hi to T Smooth, who says that he was a manager at the BCC regeneration program. He's referring to the conversation that we had with Pastor King a couple of minutes ago. I tell you, I know that if you were born here and you're my generation, I know you've got plenty of stories to tell. We had a text from Antigua saying that the information that was given by Pastor Michael was very, very interesting. Very interesting. Interesting man. Are you that interesting? Give us a call. Let us know. Share your knowledge with us. +44 74 66 474 973. Gotta say hi to Maggie Ann, who's just waved at us. Hi, Maggie Ann. Thanks for joining us. Many thanks to Granty Asher for tuning in and calling in. And I have your tune ready to play now. It's called Teardrops.
Some of them never know me.
Do you have a tune that you want us to get on the stereo?
If he brings you happiness, then I wish you all the best. It's your happiness that matters most of all. But if he ever breaks your heart, teardrops never
that's the title, Before the Next Teardrops Fall. Originally a country and western tune, then made over by John Holt, and now Granty Asher and oh my God, Miss Tibbs. I'll call her Miss Tibbs. Very, very nice. You know, I'm laughing because Audrey Scott has sent me a joke and I thought, okay, I'll tell this joke. But when I read the joke, it's like, even if I try to clean it up, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. So we go back in time, but also new from that track to this, which is brand spanking new. This is how reggae sounds now, and we love it.
Anyway, me there, never go follow me. Got a me family, got you my company, but when not trouble me, hey. Calm my mind, up me happy place. Sky ain't the limit, take my time. I don't have to race, I'm already winning. When me open up my eye, I'm running. Feeling up myself, my life back on me. It I say, where you there, where you afraid of? You are your future's creator. Explore like a Google Chrome. Get drunk on life like it's alcohol. You're free to roam, do your best till it's time to go home. If there ain't no way, then build a road. You will make me love in vibrations. Man, I know where you are, sit down and I'll wait one. Keep moving forward or you're sinking to frustration. Hey girl, go there. You are your obligation. If you fall, get up, get up. You're blessed, God in the most high you trust. Fulfillment is a must. One good day you fabulous. You're not gonna drown in no problem. Feed them out the blessings where God send. Not everybody you can call friend, but to your love to extend. Anyway, me there, never go follow me. Got a me family, got you my company, but when not trouble me, hey. Calm my mind, up me happy place. Sky ain't the limit, take my time. I don't have to race, I'm already winning. Drink a bottle of confidence water. Faster than the fruit will come after. How long is a piece of string? Life is a phone answer. Cause opportunities a ring. All of the best that us beginners. Life is a circle, go round like fidget spinners. Start coloring your life in. Stop it with the hiding. Take your ear, try your breath and go diving. You're not gonna drown in no problem. Feed them out the blessings where God send. Not everybody you can call friend, but to your love to extend. Anyway, me there, never go follow me. Got a me family, got you my company, but when not trouble me, hey. Calm my mind, up me happy place. Sky ain't the limit, take my time. I don't have to race, I'm already winning. When me open up my eye, I'm running. Feeling up myself, my life a coming. It I say, where you there, where you afraid of? You are your future's creator. Explore like a Google Chrome. Get drunk on life like it's alcohol. You're free to roam, do your best till it's time to go home. If there ain't no way, then build a road.
racing, darling, how grand we are. Little by little we meet in the middle, there's danger in the dark. Making it right to be out in the cold. And you got a reason for living, you better run. With the love you're building up, you gotta be mine. We take it away. It's gotta be night and day, just a matter of time. And we got nothing to be guilty of. Our love will climb any mountain, near or far. We are, and we never let it end. We are devotion, and we got nothing to be sorry for. Our love is one in a million. Eyes can't see that we got a highway to the sky. I don't wanna hear your goodbye. Don't wanna hear your goodbye. I don't wanna hear your. And we got nothing to be guilty of. Our love, not any mountain, near or far. We are, and we never let it end. We got devotion, and we got nothing to be sorry for. Our love is one in a million. Eyes can see that we got a highway to the sky. We got a highway, and we got nothing to be guilty of.
What do you want to do? I'm here, baby. I'm ready, baby. I'm waiting on you. Believe me, I am patiently waiting on you. Yeah, there's something wrong with me. Every time I'm alone with you,
dreams. Because it's a fact. Is it? Once I've been with you, you never go. Really? There is a lesson that I'm gonna teach. Well, I'm still waiting. Practice what you preach. I'm telling you that. 'Cause once I've been with you, you never go. Show me. There is a lesson that I'm gonna teach. Here I am. Practice on me. Saying this because it's a fact. Is it? Once I've been with you, you never go. Do it. There is a lesson that I'm gonna teach. Girl, I'm still waiting. Practice what you preach.
Oh, how lovely is that? So good to hear that again. Barry White, and practice what you preach. So if you've got something to talk about, do not hesitate. Put your finger in the dial. +44 7466 474 973. And we have Shiloh on the line right now. Good afternoon, Shiloh, and thank you for calling.
You're welcome. How you doing, Elayne?
I'm fine. Just settling in, and you've made my day. What's happening with you today? What are you doing?
I've got some builders in. I've got the builders in doing some plastering. But what I've called about really is about my track, Freedom Will Reign. It's about climate change, and it's highlighting that with Music Declares Emergency.
Yeah.
You can go to the website Music Declares Emergency, or you can go and watch the video. It's got over 1 million views now for Freedom Will Reign, and we've got almost 500,000 streams on Spotify. So it's going really well.
Freedom Will Reign. Let me see if I can get it up. Freedom Will Reign. Have you sent it to me by any chance?
I have.
You have. Do you know, I need an assistant now. That's what I need. I need an assistant. Do you want to come in and assist me? I'm joking. You're a builder.
Well, on the track.
Yeah, tell me about
on
the track.
The track of you. Yeah, I've used Neville Staple from Specials. We've got Noel Davis from Selector, H. Bainbridge from Specials and Selector. We've got Warren Travers from UB40, Lawrence Parry from UB40 as well. And my dad's on it playing a steel pan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It is a kind of ska reggae fraternity song from the Midlands. So we all are concerned about climate change, and it is global. It's a global thing. It's going to affect everyone. And we think that the governments around the world should be doing a lot more.
Right, I'm going to try and get it up on. You say it's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yes.
All right, so once that loads, then you can tell me. So tell me, go into details about the lyrics that are on this track. Who wrote it?
I wrote it. It was written with me and a friend, Chris Hall, the lyrics are about maybe waking up and having a look at, we're going through coronavirus at the moment, and there are priorities, I guess, but climate change is a priority. It's absolutely a priority over everything else. I think what we're leaving for our children will be devastating. It's going to be devastating if we don't wake up and do something now. So all of us from Coventry and Birmingham, the Scar Fraternity, it's a song, of course we are the British. You hear our builders in the background.
What are you building?
We're having 2 sets of French windows put in.
Yeah.
And we've got the plasterers round at the moment. Sorry, apologies.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out, because I know you can't really take your eyes off of the builders. Do you want to give them a shout out? Do you know them that well yet? Do you know them that well?
Armour windows. Hang on.
How many cups of tea have they had today?
I'm just coming into them, guys. I'm doing a radio interview, and they're giving you a shout out. It's Eamon. How many cups of tea? They haven't had one today. They had one yesterday. They haven't had one cup of tea today. They're absolutely brilliant, fantastic.
Is that because you're not offering them a cup of tea, or is that they're just
No, I've tried to force them a cup of tea on them twice today. They're not having it. Right, there we go. I'm just serving them, so I'm just coming out now.
Brilliant. So I'm still looking for this track on YouTube. It's called Climate Change by Shiloh, is it?
No, it's called Freedom Will Reign.
Freedom Will Reign. Okay.
Rain as in King and Queen rain, not
Freedom.
Wet rain.
Right, will Reign. R-I-E-N. No, how do you spell it? Oh, there it is. It's coming. Yeah, R-E-I-G-N. That's it. Got me I and me E mixed up. All right, Freedom Will Reign. I'm going to see if I can play it from here. All right, and see if we can hear it.
Okay.
Hold on. Right. I can hear it in my headphones. I'm just wondering if you can hear it. I can see it being recorded on my recording system. Let's see if we can hear it now. Oh, I remember this. Now, I wonder if we can hear it. Please let me know if you can hear it. I remember this. No, you can't hear it. But did you send me an MP3? Because I do remember this, and I remember putting it on. It was either that I could only see the video, but I remember watching this. So I did get round to seeing it, but hold on. Freedom Will Reign. What I'm going to do is take another call, play another tune. Is it already out, I take it? Yeah, it's already out.
It is already out, yes. And we've even got an appearance from Emma Thompson on it.
Right, lovely, lovely. So tell us where we can go to buy the record, should we want it?
You can go on iTunes, Spotify, all of the platforms really. It's on everything. So, choose one. And
do you have an album?
I don't, not yet. We were starting on it before the COVID thing hit, so obviously it's been a bit sticky for doing that. But watch this space here. Yeah, we've got another single coming out fairly soon. So yes.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I've got it in my system, but all I need to do now is to just get it over onto the device that I'm using right now. So thank you so much for calling, Shiloh. Thank you. We'll get it on the radio in a short while. All right.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
very much.
Take care.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
There you go. So we're pretty much trying to work out exactly how we're going to do this, but I really want you to come on. If you've got stuff that you want us to play to the public at large, then don't be afraid. As you can see, I'm not afraid. I'll go looking for it on the spot, and if we can get it on the air straight away, then that's exactly what we will do. So put your finger in the dial, 07 or +44 744. No, sorry. +44 7466 474 973.
Deja vu pon this one, no. This ain't normal. Pon this one, no. You're looking fresh and clean.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Carolyn, I recognise that voice. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm very well, enjoying the sun, listening to Fly Christmas back.
Oh,
good, glorious music.
Oh, lovely. And what else have you been doing? I'm trying to do two things at once here. What else have you been doing today?
I've had a very relaxing day today. I've been exercising. I've just had a lovely light lunch with some smoked salmon and olives, and been outside in the garden.
Beautiful. Now, I do know that you're preparing for a party. Tell me about that. How's that going?
this is how it's going. I was laid up at night early this morning, thinking about all the things I've got to do. So I didn't even sleep properly. I was so excited.
And who's the party for? Is it for you or is it for somebody else?
I've got 2 birthdays. A very dear friend of mine who I've known for over 40 years. Yeah. And then my mother, who she's 3 years older. So they're July born. So on the 5th and the 7th of July, combining it. So on the 4th of July, they're going to have a little party outside. To celebrate their birthday.
And you do like your parties. So what's on the menu? What's on the menu?
Oh my goodness. Well, talking of menus. So because it's a barbecue, we've got obviously seasoned jerk chicken, barbecue chicken, lamb, fried fish. There's going to be hot food, curry goat, rice, and a friend of mine's making a festival, which I love. Salad, coleslaw, all the main stuff for the kids, like burgers, chicken, sausages, because we don't do pork sausages.
You don't do pork sausages.
we don't do pork sausages. We're not sure what's in them. And lots of fun. And lots of music.
And lots of music. Not much more. And so what about the social distancing? Because I know you've got a huge garden, but are we going to be allowed to dance with each other? I don't know what's going to happen there. How are we going to manage that?
You can do side by side. I think everyone should have their own dance card.
Yeah.
And you do like the olden days. You take a pew. Yeah. And then you wait till you're cool, and then you dance, and then you sit back down. How about that?
That sounds good. So in this present climate then, so it could be like you got a dance card, and before you dance with that person, you got to do a test, one of those coronavirus tests before you dance with your partner.
But you don't have to wait for the results to come back.
You wait for the results to come back.
Well, that's how the track's finished.
Oh, God, completely mad. Casberry, is there anyone that you'd like to say hello to?
Yes, I'll say, should I do like the old school? I want to say hi to everyone who knows me. No, I'll say hi to my mum. And, of course, the birthday boy, Roger Bailey, if he's listening, this is for you, big up, because you're coming to some big numbers soon.
All right, brilliant. Now, I happen to know that you like this track. Was it something called Neck? Can you introduce it, please?
Oh, I love that track, yes.
Can you introduce it?
Oh, Erica Badu, Kiss Me on My Neck.
Thank you very much, Casberry. Thank you. See you on Facebook and next week.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, darling. Thanks for calling.
Bye, darling.
Bye, honey.
Bye.
Bye.
Somebody walk up behind me and kiss me on my neck and breathe on my neck. Somebody walk up behind me and kiss me on my neck and breathe on my neck. Been such a long time, I forgot that I was fine.
loving life, and maybe you're the reason why. So let's have a party.